If we do our job right and patient safety reaches a level where patients are no longer injured by avoidable medical errors, we'll be out of business and we'll be fine with that. And that was from the very, very beginning of this firm, and from my father's career, from my career, from my sister and my brother, for every one of us. The mission is to put ourselves out of business. I'm Michael Duffy, and I am the managing partner of Duffy Duffy. It is because we believe as a society that rules matter and that people are going to be held accountable when they violate those rules that we have a society. My father started out actually defending insurance companies, and one day he had to go and handle a medical malpractice case for that firm, and he was mortally embarrassed that he didn't know the material and he didn't know the facts and he didn't know anything about the case. So he started practicing in medical malpractice, he started learning about the medical malpractice in order to handle those cases. Even at that point, he made clear that I was going to do this kind of work. And he did that by making sure, in his ham-handed way, that I went to a law school that would train me to do trial work and to advocate on behalf of other people as opposed to maybe corporate work or real estate work or any other type of thing. So we represent mostly victims of medical malpractice, victims of nursing home abuse, and some car accident type cases and those types of things. The medical profession is an incredibly wonderful profession that does so much good for all of humanity. But in many ways, particularly with respect to the individuals that are the victims of malpractice, it is a very unregulated industry. Unfortunately, we see the people that are injured through avoidable medical errors, and part of our goal is to provide a voice for those who don't have an opportunity to go into a hearing room with the government or to go into see an administrator and discuss these things. Their only option is to go through someone like us and go in front of a jury and have someone held accountable for what happened. We have had circumstances in this firm where we've changed protocols for different hospitals. One in particular instance where there was a neonatologist on board or on call overnight in a setting where they were delivering high-risk babies. Their procedure was that on-call meant within a half hour, 40 minutes of the hospital. So in the middle of the night, the neonatologist who was needed in the delivery room was actually asleep in bed. And it wasn't another 40 minutes or so before the neonatologist got to the hospital, and by that time the poor child had been literally destroyed neurologically. The mother was transferred to that hospital because they were supposed to be a high-risk hospital, and the expectation of the mother and the people who were sending her to the hospital was that there was a team there that was able to deliver this high-risk child, and that whatever that child needed in order to survive would be provided. Unfortunately, while that was how they advertised the program, that wasn't actually what was going on. They fought it, and we had to take a verdict against them, and their position was this is the standard in the industry. Nobody is required to have a bed laying here for a neonatologist, and our position was we don't want a bed. We want a neonatologist who is actively taking care of these children. Their rationale ultimately was about money. They didn't want to have to pay someone to stay there all night long. As a result of that lawsuit, that the neonatology protocol in that hospital now requires a neonatologist to be on duty, actively on duty in that hospital all night long because they are delivering high-risk babies. There are reports put out by the medical profession that substantiate 100,000 or more avoidable deaths per year. Studies from 20 years ago, studies more recently suggest the numbers are closer to 250,000. Unacceptable for the hospitals and the people that are financing hospitals to feel that it is okay to harm patients, and we're the only ones doing anything about it, other trial lawyers. Medical malpractice cases, by their very nature, are very expensive to prosecute. Without Esquire Bank, we wouldn't really be able to do that for as many people as we could. people that are injured through the fault of someone else, whatever the cause, do not, in almost every circumstance, have the ability to stand up in front of a jury and express their story in a way that will allow them to get through the legal hoops necessary to present a case in front of a jury, and do it in a way that a jury can appreciate what they've gone through and find in their favor. Lawyers are the voice of the people.